All right, guys, we are live, episode 158 of the Shooter's Mindset. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. A lot going on tonight, a lot of events. I'm glad you guys are tuning in to Shooter's Mindset show tonight, and not one of the many events that are going on, though. But co-host here, Jennifer Seymour, what's going on?
Hello, everybody.
And Nikki Clevenger is joining us from a week hiatus. You were at a match and focused on that.
Yeah, shooting a match, packing.
There you go. And welcoming back the talented Jessica Hook to the show. What's going on, Jessica?
Hi. Good to see you guys again.
Yeah, it's good to have you back on the show. So I know we announced this in the pre-show, but if you missed it, check out episode 8. All right, way back in August of 2013, we did episode 8 with Jessica Hook. Obviously, 3 years, a lot have changed. Jessica done a lot of stuff since then. Really improved as a shooter since then. I think that was more the beginning when you were kind of learning how to shoot back then, right?
Yeah, well, I think I had been doing pistol matches, and before, at that time that the show was filming, I think I may have just started dabbling into 3-gun, but it really wasn't my thing yet. And now it's like I'm fully in the swing. I'm like 100% 3-gun at this point.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot been going on, and there's a lot. We're going to get into all that stuff here throughout the show. But show sponsors here, Tactical Shit. All right, definitely shop.tacticalshit.com. If you're in the St. Louis area, they just opened up a retail shop, 4,000 square feet of retail space. It's just outside of St. Louis, off of 70 in St. Peters. Check out Tactical Shit. We have a discount code coming from you in the middle of the show. Hopefully, we get to the discount corner here. We'll get it to you for you. S3F Solutions for a fine match grade Glock barrels. Check out S3F Solutions. They got all the fancy fluting, threaded. They got it all with the fancy finishes, the gold, the titanium nitride, the black nitride, all that cool stuff. Definitely check out s3fsolutions.com if you're looking for an aftermarket Glock barrel. And Techwear USA for a fine competition jersey. They do jackets. They do T-shirts. They kind of do it all when it comes to apparel. But they also have some products like the Techwell system for the single stack shooters and a Tac Latch AR-15 oversized charging handle. Check out techwearusa.com. Also, for your Q&A, best way to do it, and I always recommend heading over to Shooter's Mindset Facebook page. Jen has a post that went up, and she's monitoring that. So just post your question in the comment section, and we'll
send me your
back.
questions.
Yes, do that, because I lack off when it comes to switching screens and doing a bunch of stuff at once. I tend to miss a lot of stuff. But
if you want to you can't multitask.
Yeah, can't multitask. But if you do want to go that route and you want to be on the YouTube feed and post your question in the comment discussion area, I'll try to get to it throughout the show. All right. The Shooter's Mindset app is available on Apple and iPhone and Android devices. If you enjoy watching from the convenience of your cell phone, check out the Shooter's Mindset app. We'll have Jessica's episode featured on that app as soon as the broadcast shuts down. And definitely check out the shootersmindset.com. I don't know if you guys have visited recently, but it's brand new. I mean, it looks like a legit website now. I'm very proud of it and the people who helped me put that together. New blog articles coming out every week there, and you can always keep up to date with all your Shooter's Mindset stuff on the shootersmindset.com. All right, man, those announcements usually get pretty long every time. I keep on adding to that. But for Jessica, for those who aren't familiar with you, can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and how you got involved in the industry?
Yeah, so the short story, which you can also watch in the old episode, basically, I was working on Call of Duty on a first-person shooter game, and a lot of my coworkers shot, and I didn't shoot at all. I don't even think I really held a gun until I started working at that game, and my coworkers took me to the shooting range, and I just really liked it. And then I went on my own to take a pistol intro to pistol class where I learned how to draw from the holster, and that was like blew my mind. Thinking back then to what I was thrilled about back then sounds like I'm like, really, that was awesome. Okay, because now that I'm into 3-gun, it's way crazy stuff. And so, but at the time, I just took an intro class and I was like, wow, this is the coolest thing in the world. And then I was just taking classes after classes. I didn't know about competition until I sort of ran out of classes to attend in my area. And then one of my coworkers was like, have you ever heard of competition shooting? And I was like, no. And so they sent me YouTube links to Jessie Duff and other girls. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. And so I found my local range and called them up, emailed at them actually, and found out what was required for me to just show up to a match. And for that specific range, I had to do a safety class first where they tell you all the rules on how to compete and how to be safe and the safety areas and 180-degree group barrier rules and So once I did that, I just went to my first match, and the rest is history.
Yeah, and the hook was set in at that
Yes.
point. I mean, pretty cool deal. You don't really, it's not every day you see well, it's not every day you hear about anybody working with the Call of Duty thing. I was big into that for a long time. But then from that, getting into the actual real gun game, right? And getting to learn.
Get to do the real thing.
Yeah, get to do the real thing. So really good story starting up like that. I know everybody it's always here to see that, like just what really got you into the game. And you know, the first time you're ever going to hear a video game really I'm pretty sure there's a lot of video games that got people into the game. But someone that worked for the video game is pretty awesome. But that's old news, right? You're no longer with Activision, right?
Correct. So now I'm just doing freelance artwork. I was in California at the time, and that's kind of like a big industry area for video games. And now I'm in Ohio, where there's no video games industry. So I'm on my own.
Yeah, and I didn't know you had talent in drawing portraits and stuff like that. And that's what I know they're like two separate arts. I mean, I'm sure people can learn how to do this video game stuff, but then they probably can't hand draw, that's kind of two different things. So I was like,
how did you get into the drawing?
Well, I've always been an artist since I was a kid. Like, that's always been my outlet and my passion. And I thought, growing up, I would read comic books. I thought I was going to be a comic book artist. And I went to college. I went from Hawaii to California, an art school in California, to take a painting course or degree, get my degree in drawing and painting. And but the problem with that degree was that it wasn't grounded in business. It was more about, like I should have been in an illustration program, not a painting program, which I don't know if 10 years later they've made that program better. But at the time the painting program was really like, it's almost like you couldn't fail. Like people were like gluing rice on canvas. They were sewing yarn on canvas. And it should have been like a degree for politics, because all you had to do was talk about the art that you made. And if you could justify why you made this art and why it was good, then it was like you can't critique somebody's like heart or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But in illustration, it really is technical. Like you have to convey a message. It's like graphic design and like advertising. You have to be able to speak to somebody with realistic artwork or messages. And so I really should have been in that kind of program, but I graduated with painting, and I was like sort of floundering out of college and not knowing what I was going to do. I didn't even know how to do my taxes. Like, how do I start a business? How do I become a business? And so I just happened to get like an office job, and my coworker, this was just like out of college. I didn't know what I was doing with myself. And so one of my coworkers at the office had a friend who worked at a video game company, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, you should send your portfolio over to them. And, I think they're hiring or whatever." And so I emailed a portfolio full of oil painting images, JPEG images, and I got a call back right away. And I got an interview, and I got hired like right there. They said, you have like the eye, and we can teach you the tools. So they could teach me how to become a digital artist and how to transfer all the like lighting and color and everything that I had studied and just develop it digitally in Photoshop. So that was
I have the most respect for it, because I can't even draw stick people.
Yeah, I hear that. That's where
I do. I'm not creative. I don't know. I have a scientific mind, not an artistic mind, really, which is funny because I was a ballet dancer. But I have the most respect for that. I just don't know how you make beautiful things on paper like that. It amazes me.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was my same reaction to that, because like I can't draw a stick figure neatly. You know what I mean? I'm like, but this leads into the question that I had regarding this, and obviously everybody can go to school and kind of learn this stuff, right? But to me, in my eyes, this drawing stuff and being artistic in that fashion, it seems to be more of a natural talent. Do you get that, or is it something anybody can really go and learn this?
I can understand, like, there's some parallels between learning to shoot and learning to draw. And basically it's learning a skill set that you dedicate yourself to every day. If you do it every day, you're conscious focused practice, you will get better. But for me, I know that I was born with a gift for artwork. I was not born with any gift whatsoever for shooting. I know that what I put into shooting, the practice that I do, it only, if I practice for one day, I only get one day of benefit. You know what I mean? And if I don't practice for another day, then I lose it. You know, I have to continually focus and I don't know, I have to stay on top of shooting in order to stay in my game. Versus artwork, I feel like everything just comes effortlessly. I can see things in my mind and my imagination, and I can just like, I don't know, I can just deconstruct things with my eyes. I've got like great hand-eye coordination, which probably helps with shooting. And I definitely think that if I put one day of practice into artwork, I get like a month's worth of benefit from it. So I can see the difference there. But if you're somebody who doesn't have a gift for shooting or doesn't have a gift for artwork, where talent doesn't take you, perseverance can take you the rest of the way. You know what I mean? If you have that dedication in you, you can become a great artist. I've seen plenty of artists that I have like, clearly they did not have a gift for it. And through years and years of practice, they just became awesome. Like that you could watch them every single day, like learn, and you could see them develop, and you can become what you want to be. If you're dedicated.
I agree with
it.
that with like dancing and art and everything. I think it's a skill that you're born with. And I agree that with some skills you can teach, but no matter how many days I work at it, I'll never be able to sing.
Yeah.
I think that's just one. Yeah. That's one talent that people are born with that you just can't get better at. If you can't sing, you can't sing. But art, I agree with you. There's just some things that it just comes naturally. It's an eye. You know, you just have an eye for it. I cannot draw. On my end, I think I was born more athletic, so I played a lot of sports, which is really cool when you're in high school and you're a jock. But then when you get out of school and you realize that being able to sing or draw or paint would have been a whole heck of a lot cooler than playing sports, because you can't do sports past like college. After college, if you're not pro, can't really go that far with sports. So,
right.
But that, luckily, sport, I feel, transfers over to shooting a lot more than, say, drawing would, other than like that hand-eye coordination and stuff like that. Somebody who's singing isn't necessarily a great three-gun shooter, so.
Right on. So Jennifer just plugged in the private message here that we're not supposed to talk about, but she says she can sing and we want to hear some of it.
Jen, you can sing? That's lucky. I wish I could sing. I wish I could sing just a little bit, just like carry a tune. I wish I could.
I'm like a first soprano hit, like Phantom of the Opera stuff.
Yeah.
I can just sing in the car and all, but that, like, I sing at weddings and funerals and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, I can sing with the headphones on, but once they come off.
I say in my car by myself, I'm a freaking rock star.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. All right. So, but on to some shooting. I'm sure arts will come up later in the show, pop up there. But obviously, I've been following Jessica since like the beginning, I guess, of her YouTube. I guess I was one of like the first few hundred subscribers or something. And so you've pretty much shown your progression, like your journey into the shooting sports on your channel. So I went from seeing you starting out to now you are winning high lady. You know, you're winning matches now. What is your training routine like today, and who have helped you along the way?
Well, I actually think that I progressed more quickly when I started, just because like the sheer excitement of learning something new really grabbed me, and like I was very passionate about it, and I just dry fired a lot more. And I just like, now I feel like my practice is the matches that I go to. I don't practice as much as I used to. Now it's like okay, if I'm going to go to a match, then I'm going to practice for that match. Versus when I started, I was just practicing all the time. So in a way, I feel like like my passion for it has like ebbed and flowed. You know what I mean? Like something else might catch your interest for a couple of weeks. I might go and do something else and, you know, come back to shooting. But I guess the commonality is that I was consistent. Like I still love it and I still do it consistently. So I never really lose too much. If I, you know, at least 1 or 2 matches every month. I try to make it to like a national match level about maybe once every 2 months or 2 or 3 months. And so I kind of keep the edge that way. But it's just, consistent focus is really like what it took for me to get here. At the beginning, I was really, I was taking classes, I was taking, pursuing mentorship. I was, Taran Butler helped me a lot at the beginning. I had local friends at my local shooting ranges. Manuel Newman was a huge help for me in the Bay Area. And then, you know, I met Bob, and Bob's been a huge like inspiration and help. Sometimes it just comes down to watching, like observing. Like I feel like I learn from watching as well. And so I've like watched the super squads and what their habits are and what they do, and I try to mimic them and their, you know, how do they load? Okay, well, if Daniel Horner quad loads this way and Keith Garcia does it this way, which way is the better way? So I've tried like all kinds of different ways, which I probably wouldn't, if I hadn't even watched it and been exposed myself to it, I wouldn't have tried different things and found what works best for me. So at this point, I'm kind of just, you know, figured my way through, and I'm kind of like settling into habits. Like I'm sort of just perfecting what I already know, versus at the beginning when I was trying a whole lot of different techniques and taking different advices from different people into consideration. Now I kind of feel like I'm kind of my own person. I'm a conglomeration of the pieces of advice that worked for me. Right
on, yeah. Nikki, what do you have on this stuff? I mean, as far as you starting out, obviously we know that Heath was a big influence with you.
Yes, Heath was the reason I got into it. But I mean, I agree with Jessica. When you first get started, like that's all you want to do. You want to practice, you want to learn, so you progress so quickly just because the passion has just caught fire in you, and that's all you want to do and think about and learn about. And then, you know, after your first year, second year is exciting. You're starting to pick up sponsors. Like, this is fantastic. Third year, it's like, okay, now you have a life. You guys still got to work 8 to 5 every day, and it's like, I spent all my money in the first year. Now I have to make it all back. Now how am I going to get this all back? You know, so exactly. Now I'm in a different set of learning. So I've learned, like Jessica said, everything, that the conglomeration of everything. I found what works for me. I know the best way for me to do stage planning and everything. So it's just perfecting what I know and waiting for like the next big thing. When I started, it was twin loading. So I never learned the weekend load where you do this move here that Keith Garcia can still do faster than anybody can probably quad load. So I went straight to twins, loading two, and then 6 months later, it's like, oh, everybody's quad loading. Well, crap. Okay. Practice quad loading, you know, so it's just waiting for the next new fast skill to come out to try and learn that. But right now it's just a steady pace.
It's funny how quickly that has changed, right? We're talking about like this was ancient, like everybody was just loading weekend, you know? That was like a couple years ago.
When I started, April 2000, when did I start? Yeah, April 2014, twin loads had just come out. So just going to be about 3 years. Twin loads was the newest thing. Yeah. And like I said, 6 months after that, so about 2 years ago now, quad loads was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So we've only been quad loading for 2 years.
Yeah,
How crazy.
The twin loading died out really quick once people
learned they could do 4.
Once the gear started evolving, the deuces dropped. It was dying really fast.
I don't know how. I know that you're supposed to like rest when you pull the 4 out. They're supposed to like rest on this pinky, and then that way that holds them when you do this. In theory, I get how you do it, but in reality,
Keith went over that technique. He said, "Hey, there's certain situations that it'll be as a benefit for you to know how to load that way," and he showed us that in the class. And once he showed us how to do it the right way, it wasn't that difficult. I mean, I'm sure if you're going to throw a timer on it and smoke them, then that's obviously where training and stuff's going to keep up. But it actually wasn't that tough.
I agree with everything Keith Garcia says because he's just a freaking genius. But since I have started shooting, I have never found a situation where I needed to know how to weekend load. Not one time.
Yeah, I think it's a situation where if you're going to pick up shells, right? If they're just, let's say you stage 4 shells in a box or something, and you go in there, you can.
I don't have enough.
You can pick up 4, and you're just like boom, 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 boom on the move.
I stage them next to each other, so I'm just having boxes next to me. So I stage them like this next to each other. so I can pick them up in the twins, or if I
I've
pick
done
up
that too.
four, or I'll stack them. I have stacked slugs. Like if you had to pull slugs out of a box, I think we had to do it at the Clinton house one time. I'll stack them so they sit like this. So all I got to do is grab 2 and load.
Okay. So argue with the Keith Garcia way, all right?
But I mean, I get what he's saying.
I'm joking.
But when you don't know how to do it, you have to work the stage to your strengths.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
And my strength is not weekend loading, so I have to make a way to somehow figure out how to do it the only way I know how, which is by twins or quads.
Yeah,
but Keith Garcia is a beast, so yes, if he says you'll need it sometime, I'm pretty sure next year I've jinxed myself and I will have the weekend load and I'll be screwed.
I was about to say, next match you're gonna tie your right hand somewhere.
Yeah, they're gonna throw something at the NC State match.
Unless they start making it sound like an IDPA stage where you must load with your weekend only type of crap. But I don't know. There's always, it's always.
I don't even think I own one of those loaders anymore.
Yeah, no.
I still have some, but
I got 2 in here and they're for sale. No, you got one.
You can't get rid of them. I
could.
have some. You can't get rid of them.
Yeah,
I never could do those. When they came out with dual loading, I was so glad because it was so much easier.
Yeah. All right, we got a live question here that came in. You want to hit that, Jen?
Okay, well, 2 questions are on here. One of them is for all 4 of us. JB Creech wants to know from all 4 of us, who all is shooting the Fort Benning multi-gun challenge?
Well, not me.
I am not.
I didn't have any plans to. I don't really totally even know.
It's in Georgia.
Keith wants to, but we set, I tell this to everyone, we set our schedule at the beginning of the year. So it will have to be a match that we put on for the 2017 calendar, which means we wouldn't shoot this one. It wouldn't be 2017 until we shot it because it didn't make it on the major match schedule for 2016. Too many other things we wanted to try for the first time, like shooting Rock Castle and FN and all that.
Yeah.
So next year, possibly.
So
And it's usually happens when it's cold, and I'm okay with the cold, like if I have to stand in it, but like actually having a function, like hold 2
you need
shells
that
or 4
dexterity.
shells, it doesn't quite work. And Heath hates the cold. So if he woke up and it was cold and snowing, he'd be like, I don't care. We paid $250 or $300 to shoot this match. I'm not going.
I'm not going. Yeah.
So
that's my style. Like I hate the cold too.
Yeah.
That's why we're taking. We're taking December and January off, and I'm okay with that because it's cold.
Cold matches. I have like hand warmers in my pockets. I have hand warmers in my shoes for my feet, and then I get those little heat patches for your back or whatever. And like if you put one on your stomach and one on, me and Janet Reeves do it.
I never considered the patches.
Those little hot patches on your back and on your front.
Pro tip
right
there.
As you move around a lot, then the sticky kind of starts pulling your skin. And anyway, but it's great because it keeps you so much warmer.
We had to shoot, go figure, it was December last year. Heath and I woke up and we're like, we're not going to this upstate match at Clinton. We're not going. And then Heath was like, no, I told them I'd RO. I have to go. So we got up. And at the very first stage, very first thing in the morning, it's freezing cold. They have a boat. They have a metal boat hanging from 2 poles. And you have to sit in this boat and shoot your shotgun in this boat that rocks. And it was freezing. It was covered in frost and ice. And I said, and I was the second shooter. I was like, I said, not me, not today. I said, what's the penalty for not sitting in the boat to shoot this? And they're like,
to take the penalty, right?
They were like, I think it was a match DQ for failure to follow the stage brief. So I mean, but my butt stuck to the boat. Like it was that cold. Like if you stuck your tongue to it, it would be like Christmas story stuff. And that's why I was like, we're no longer volunteering to RO matches in cold weather.
Well, now I bet it's freezing in Ohio.
Well, no, it's just starting to turn. We did have, like, the local ranges around me have just finished their last matches for the year because, once it gets cold, nobody goes and your fingers get frozen and stuff. But, yeah, no, it's not terribly cold yet, but it will be very soon.
I was like, good. We still got like a month left down here of good weather.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Well, Jonathan Smith wants to know, speaking of you living in Ohio, now that you live in the free state of Ohio, are you going to get your CCW? And he also said that he has enjoyed watching you grow as a shooter.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I've actually already taken my CCW class, which I might need to retake it at this point, but I've taken it, and yes, I will be getting my concealed carry permit.
Speaking of that, I need to renew mine. Now we're talking about that.
I'm trying to remember when I'm supposed to renew mine.
Now I'm thinking about when I need to renew mine.
In South Carolina, Nikki, we have to like renew like 6 months ahead because it takes forever.
How long are they good for?
7 years.
4 years? Oh, well, I'm good.
I have South Carolina and I have Arizona because Arizona lets me carry in Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, Florida.
Yeah, I need to get Utah. Utah's my next one.
Yeah. And it got me. The ones that Utah got that Arizona didn't, I'm never going to go to those states, so I didn't care. So anyway, one of them was 4 years, one was 5. I can't remember which.
I should still be good then.
All right, let me get a coast. Eddie Diaz says South Florida 60 degrees is miserable.
Oh yeah, gosh.
It is though. But that's cold for us, man. I still go to the matches though because about 10, it starts really warming up. So it's like not a big deal.
Well, yeah, but then in July,
what it is because
it's like July when you walk outside, it's like
immediate sweat.
The air is heavy.
That's what the problem with the South is. Like, I'll go to this match next month, and the first 2 stages I'll be freezing. I'll have long sleeves on, everything. And then by stage 3 or 4, I got to go change my shirt, take the long sleeves off, put short sleeves on because it gets so freaking hot. And then by the end of the day, I got to put my long sleeve back on because it starts getting cold again. It's like, make up your mind.
Right. Leonard De Leon says Manuel Newman, a.k.a. Mr. Shooter, Bay Area representing. So
yes, he's the man.
He knows Manuel.
He's awesome.
There we go. Appreciate the comments there, guys, on that. We're at the midway point of the show, so we're going to jump right now into the discount corner part of the show. Jen, if you want to start us off, let's try to smoke through some of these discounts.
Sure. Carbon Arms, so you can learn how to quad load. They were the original quad load caddies, if anyone didn't know that. They came about that because they wanted to improve shotgun loading, and so they came up with that. You can get 10% off with TSM10, and their website is carbonarms.us. And then Samson Manufacturing, you can also get 10% off with TSM10, and their website is samson-mfg.com.
Yeah, something close to that.
Had to think.
I think if you plug it in, you're going to get them anyway. Nikki, what do you have for discounts of you?
Oh, gosh. Well, I'll have all my friends discounts. You got to be friends with me. Hit me up on Facebook. I can save you 20% with TrueSpec. Also, if you're building an AR or anything like that, need a barrel, I am actually looking at precision rifle. So if you need a new barrel for that as well, hit me up on Facebook or Heath or Team Clevenger Shooting on Facebook for 15% off Criterion barrels. And then if you need, the rest of the stuff that goes with the AR, check out American Defense Manufacturing. If you use the code 3GUN10, the number 3, the word gun, and the number 10, you'll save 10% at American Defense Manufacturing. And I'm sure I have more that I can't think of.
You said TrueSpec?
I said TrueSpec, get you 20% on TrueSpec, 15 at Criterion, and then 3GUN10 will get you 10% at American Defense Manufacturing. You can also check out DED is Deadeye Design to get sweet T-shirts. You can use Team Clevenger as the code, and I can't remember if it saves you 10 or 15%, but order size up because it's European sizes, and those European guys are tiny. So.
Yeah. So go to Team Clevenger on Facebook. Send them a message there.
Yes.
And they'll get you.
And a couple shows ago, not last show because I went on it, but I think the show before that, y'all are really getting prepared for winter because I had a lot of people hit me up about that discount so they can go ahead and get them 3-in-1 parkas.
From TrueSpec.
Because it's about to get cold, y'all.
Yeah, done and done. I got a couple here. I got a few here. I'm going to fly through them. I got Rand CLP, which is a Mindset 16. If you need any cleaning products, check out randclp.com. Plug in Mindset 16 and you save 15% off anything on the website. What do I have? Tactical TSM10 saves you 10% off. Their Rage compensators, their universal pistol mounts, and they got a variety of AR parts over there too. TSM10, 10% off, umtactical.com. Also, Jessica, do you have a Taran Tactical Innovations code? We'll use yours.
I don't. I did, but they changed their website, and then I didn't get it, like my code refreshed or whatever, so I don't have a code right now.
Okay, well, I believe mine is still valid, and since I remember getting contacted after the website changed, and I think they put it right back in. So TaranTacticalInnovations.com, TSM10, save you 10% off anything over at Taran Tactical Innovations. Benelli's, rifles, John Wick, Glocks, base pads, the whole deal. Everybody needs base pads. If you don't have them, get on it. That's TSM10, TaranTacticalInnovations.com, 10% off. Also, Dewey rods, DeweyRods.com, TSM15 saves you 15% off anything. If you need, obviously, if you need your long range, we talk a lot about long range. It seems like all of us want to get into it. You're going to need a quality rod to do the cleaning. Dewey rods help you out with that. DeweyRods.com, TSM15. And then shop.tacticalshit.com, TSM10 saves you 10% off anything on their website, which they have everything on there. Okay, so clothes, gun gear, zombie stuff, targets, they got it all over there at Tactical Shit. All right, that wrapped up lightning round. I feel like we only got to like one question, and we're only at the halfway. We're already at the halfway.
Lightning round. By lightning round, you meant discount corner.
Yeah, discount corner. So I'm like, we still have so much to talk about. That's why I'm like, rush through them real quick. But let's do the lightning round here since we're on it, and before we forget about it. So Jessica, I think we had the lightning round back in episode 8. We might have, but you kind of get the drift. One or the other, kind of silly questions. Okay. If you can only drink one, Pepsi or Coke, what are you drinking?
Coke.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that one.
It doesn't sting as much. Like Pepsi stings my throat. I don't drink soda very often, so Coke goes down a little easier.
There you go. Toilet paper roll over the top or under the flap, underneath the roll or over the top?
Oh, over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any other way?
That's what we say every week, and he's still keep asking it.
Yeah. Mexican joint. You're at a match. All you see is a Mexican restaurant. Are you ordering the tacos or the burritos to try it out?
I would get tacos.
Really? That's the play it safe thing?
Well, honestly, obviously I would get the quesadilla, the chicken quesadilla, but if I had to choose between taco and burrito, I'd do taco.
There you go. The taco wins today.
Chicken quesadilla is like
It's universal, though. I mean, how can you?
I go to restaurants and order chicken fingers every time, but I'm at a Mexican restaurant, so I'll get the chicken quesadilla. It's like the chicken fingers of the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, indeed. What do we have? Might ask this: Bruce Lee, Chuck Norris get into a fight in their prime. Who do you have winning?
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, agreed there. In-N-Out Burger. You came from California, so I know you know about this spot. And now I don't know if they have them in Ohio, but In-N-Out Burger versus Five Guys. If you can only eat at one.
In-N-Out Burger.
Yeah, much agreed.
You'll learn when you find a Five Guys in Ohio.
Yeah, they're starting to make their way slowly down the other side of the East Coast. Thin Mints or Samoa? Girl Scout cookies.
Thin Mints all the way.
Thin Mints. Let's throw out another cookie one here. Oreos or Chips Ahoy?
Oreos.
All right. You can only use one Hex Mag or PMag.
PMag. I only have PMags.
Right on. We need to get you some Hex Mags, though. That's a new wave. All the cool kids I think are moving towards.
Is there a difference? Can you educate me? Is there a difference between Hex Mag and PMag?
Well, they all have a spring and a follower and a base. They all send the rounds up. I don't know. It's the ergonomics thing.
You got a Hex Mag in your shooter's bag for the women's match. I don't see mine around here. I'd show you.
Yeah, it's an ergonomic thing. I like the way the Hex Mag feels. I like the shape. It just I don't know. That's the thing to me. Also, I think it looks cooler. Personally, I think there's a.
It looks cooler.
And the looks department.
It's
Also,
just like a PMag, just.
Yeah, and you can deck them out.
Hexagonal shapes on it as opposed to rectangular shapes.
Yeah, and you can change the follower out if you want to be cool and match your outfit and do the blue thing. You can have the blue follower.
You could probably put those same followers in a PMag if you wanted.
That's what I did. I put the follower in there. It matches my shooting jersey. You got to look good out there. So
if you got to the point where you can see the follower inside your rifle mags, you've made a mistake.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. So I guess no one's really seeing them, but it's still the point. It feels good for me.
But
that's my thing.
It's like wearing.
It's kind of like having your underwear matching, right?
I was about to say it's like wearing pretty underwear. Nobody knows you got it on, but you do.
Until you get wrecked and go to the ER.
With the nail polish.
My mom always told me to wear clean socks.
All right, let's see if you.
Yeah, you never know when you're going to go to the ER.
You go in the ER, we cut your clothes off and we see what your underwear looks like, but nobody else does.
That's why my mom's always like, "Don't wear socks with holes in them, because if you there's an emergency."
I'm sure you got plenty of stories on that underwear.
Have you ever had somebody tell you not to cut their clothes off? I feel like if I was wearing my favorite shirt, I would be like, "Please do not."
We have people that get livid, and we're like, "Dude, like you're like not very
Dying.
stable. We have to.
You're
cut your
bleeding
clothes
to
off.
death. Like, we need to take this shirt off. No, it's my lucky shirt.
We did have one come in one time. We have a meat packing plant here, and they wear like the chainmail stuff, you know. And he had like passed out, and he wasn't very stable, and so we needed to be able to get his chest, put everything on there. We couldn't get the stuff off. We couldn't cut it. Our trauma shears would not cut that stuff because it's meant so that as they're like slashing the meat, so that they don't stab themselves. Let me tell you, that was like teamwork and an act of Congress to get that stuff off of him unconscious. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't cut my favorites. It's my lucky shirt. If it was so lucky.
My lucky chainmail.
Yeah.
We had a teenager come in one time with the football pads, and he was like, dude, don't cut the pads off. I paid for those out of my birthday money.
Oh.
Oh man.
We did manage to save those. We didn't cut them.
Hey, hashtag not so lightning round anymore. Jeez, thanks for the stories,
Sorry.
ladies. I mean,
Sorry. We get
All
to
right,
talking.
yeah. Last lightning round question: battle belt or tactical vest? If you can choose one to shoot a 3-gun match entirely with.
Oh, I would just have to use the belt because I'm used to a belt. I really haven't used a vest too much. So just go with what you're used to.
Yeah, that's what I'm surprised when people say tactical vest because everything is differently placed.
IDPA says vest.
Yeah. Well,
All the IDPA shooters that have been on here have said vest.
Yeah, but I would know. There's no way I would not shoot a 3-gun match with a tactical vest on. There's no way it doesn't make sense. All right, but yeah, that's the lightning round. It was fun. It was long. Thanks for the stories, Lydia. Sure, we can get more.
I want to say you talked about hex mags almost as long as we talked about underwear.
Did I?
Yeah.
But you guys brought it. You guys made it a little bit longer though. Too. You guys chimed in there. Oh, what's so good about PMag over Hexmag? And you guys made me keep going on it. So yeah.
You're outnumbered. I think I'd just stop
if
I were you.
Yeah, I just stopped. Yeah. No. All right, that's over.
Yeah, but your answer was about colored followers.
Yeah, I got some more stuff. Hey, they're for sale on the shootersmindset.com right now. So just go check them out. Check out the description. I wrote it, so I don't need to say it. All right, it's just all there. All right, you can put your TTI base pads on them.
Oh, nice.
I know that TTI says they're on like PMag extension base pads, but no, they work with the Hexmag.
Good.
And boom, you're ready to go. And you look cool with the follower and the matching base pad, blue and blue, and you're good to go. All right, Nikki, you had a couple questions here for Jessica regarding the latest Brownells Lady multi-gun match.
Yeah. So recently saw Batgirl Jessica Hook at the Brownells Ladies match, which I had no idea until I saw a picture of your video that you posted today that you actually shot in that costume.
Yeah. That was a challenge and a sacrifice.
But you look cool. You look cool as hell. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, hey, why didn't I think of the back? But then, I mean, at the first ladies one, I'm not gonna bring up the second one because it was a hurricane. But the first ladies one, you were in a whole skeleton suit. I was like,
that was actually the best costume to shoot in because it was like a leotard and it didn't get caught on anything.
I was like, oh my gosh, who is that girl? That was such a good idea. You have all these good ideas. I never thought of it. Next year, next Halloween. But so this match was full of new shooters, and a lot of them were looking to the more experienced shooters for guidance and advice. Did anybody in your squad come up and ask you for help, anything like that? Like, were you able to help some of the new shooters out?
Yeah, well, I brought one of the new shooters with me, my future mother-in-law, Eloise. I had actually, having already shot Lady 3-gun matches before, I had been under the impression that this was going to be very inviting for new shooters, and the match itself turned out to be much more difficult than I anticipated. But still, I brought Eloise, and she doesn't have any 3-gun experience prior to this, so I tried to build up her knowledge like in the weeks preceding, in which, I tried to teach her the safety rules, the 180, the, safe areas, and how to preload your shotgun, like everything from scratch. And so it was a whole lot of information for her to absorb in a short amount of time. And I'm proud of her for getting through the match at all because that was really hard. But yeah, so my squad had some new people. We had, I was helping Eloise, and I would have liked to have coached her while she was shooting, or any of the girls, but they had a rule where only the range officer or the squad mom could actually speak to the person while they were shooting, which is just to keep everything organized and so that people aren't confusing other people and things. So I know the burden was very much on Ashley Rourke, our squad mom, and I really commend her. She did such a good job, and I think most of the squad moms on all the other squads, they shot first every time so that they can then take the focus off themselves and then just dedicate it to the rest of the girls, which is a huge sacrifice. That was something really awesome that they did. You just can't like quantify how awesome that is for somebody to give that up. And so, yeah, I also was sharing guns with Eloise, so we could not shoot. Like I was kind of at the top of the list and of the order, shooting order, and she was at the bottom. So I was able to kind of focus on my game until I shot, and then once I shot, then I could just, help somebody else. So in a way, there was probably just a little bit less time that I had to get my head solely focused on myself. But everybody was giving so much to the new shooters. Like you couldn't help but help other people. It was just a phenomenal culture there. It was like a sisterhood. I didn't really know about A Girl and a Gun prior to the match. Like I had just it came onto my radar a couple weeks before the match because I had been asked to do a 3-gun clinic for some of the girls who were going to the match. I found out that there's a local chapter of A Girl and a Gun next to me. And so I went there, and I didn't realize there's a whole like women's shooting league, and you can it's organized by state and county, and you can find a group of women to shoot with. If you're a woman out there who is kind of scared to go to a match, or you know what I mean, you're intimidated, you don't have somebody to introduce you into competition shooting, you could join a women's league like that, like A Girl and a Gun, and find women to shoot with. And it's not like they're going to dump you into competition. They'll just like teach you the basics and fundamentals of either defensive pistol shooting or just the fundamentals of rifle shooting, shotgun, whatever your level is. You can get anything there. And I was like mind blown. I was like, how did I not know that this existed prior? But so yeah, that's a great way for women to get into shooting, is through a shooting league like that.
It was a great match, y'all. When Jessica said it was hard, in a sense that if you were a new shooter and you saw these stages, this match in no way was watered down because it was an all-ladies match. Some of these stages I walked up to like the day before to kind of just do a brief walkthrough, and I was like, you're asking a new shooter to shoot this match? I was like, this is going to be, for me, I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be challenging. This is kind of what I'm used to seeing. But then I started thinking about all the new shooters, and I was like, wow, this is going to be interesting. But in a sense, you don't want to water it down for them, because if this is their first major match and then they go to another major match, another outlaw match, or another 3-Gun Nation match, nobody's going to water it down for them there.
Yeah.
So this match
by fire.
Yeah, at this match though, there was a squad mom, and that's a difficult position. Like Jessica said, they shot first every single time. So even they got the same amount of time to walk through as we did. So if they were able to do a walkthrough the day before, that was good. But some of the stuff got switched up after the RO shot it when they realized that this wasn't going to work. We need to change this. So they got the same 5-minute walkthrough as everybody else. And now all the new shooters are asking them throughout their walkthrough different questions. And then sometimes you would shoot it this way, but you need to advise another new shooter that maybe they need to shoot it this way, because their skill level differs from yours. And then all of a sudden, bam, hey, your 5 minutes is up. I hope your stuff's loaded and you're on the line. Let's go.
Yeah.
The hardest thing for me to teach, like whenever you're helping new shooters at a match, because our local match has a lot of new shooters, which is great. And I love to help them, but like different shotgun tubes hold different amounts. To me, that's the hardest thing, because I can go through and get my plan, but then I have to go through and be like, oh, yours holds 8. Okay, well, you can't do what I do. Let's go, and trying to figure out how to tell them, don't run dry, so you need to load here. And it's a complete different plan based on your shotgun. To me, the shotgun is the hardest one to.
And I agree, because there was one stage where I was banking on my match saver. I can't tell a new shooter, all right, well, once you shoot your slugs, because you can only start with slugs in the gun, once you shoot all your slugs, I'm going to match saver to have one in there. Then I'm going to turn and load. I can't tell a new shooter, well, that's where you're going to drop your match saver, and then you're going to load right there, and there'll already be one in the tube. And it's like, oh,
Yeah.
well.
It's like your lingo, your shooting lingo has to kind of change in a way.
Yeah.
Because they probably won't even know what a match saver is. What do you mean?
Yeah.
You know, that's.
Yeah. A lot of these girls were like, it was really far end of the spectrum because you had your Jessica Hooks, Lena's, and Ashley's, and then you had girls who had never shot a match before. So, I mean, there was huge differences. There was a huge gap, a huge spectrum between skill level. So it was, I couldn't imagine being a squad mom for this match.
How are these ladies only matches set up differently from like a regular 3-gun match?
No.
Yes.
Yes
Well,
and no.
yes, in that they allow coaching. They have, not that they always will, but I think as they're introducing women to this sport, they have allowed coaching for the new shooters, which I think, 25% of the women might have DQ'd on the 180 if they didn't allow coaching from the ROs. And so in a way, it's like a growing pain in getting these new women into the sport and allowing them to have a relatively good experience so that they keep coming back. So in that way, it's different. There's coaching. I don't think in any other match have I seen coaching allowed. And then
this one, they turned it down where not everybody could coach.
Yeah.
The very first Lady 3-Gun match, anybody can coach. But this one, they were like, just like Jessica said before, if you're not a squad mom or an RO, you can't say anything. You can't coach. So they're slowly getting away from the coaching, but the RO was there mostly to be like, hey, muzzle 180, like, hey, watch this. Or if you missed a target, they would be like, are you sure you're ready to move to the next position? Like, are you sure you don't want to look hard left or something?
Well, that's that terrible at the end. If you are finished, and you're like, what did I forget?
If you hear that, you know you screwed a pooch somewhere.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, this match was, there were a couple squad dads and husbands and stuff that were there that were like, man, really wish I was shooting this. I have seen stages set up at this match that I have seen at other matches too. So in that way, I don't think the stages differed from other matches. So
I really, really, really wish that we would have a rule in 3-gun, maybe not at the majors, but and a lot of clubs do allow it, to allow people that have never shot a match to have coaching during the not women, not just men too, anybody. Because when you've never done it before, like we have had people that are really good shooters, but they've never shot a match. They don't know the rules. They don't understand, and we can tell you the rules, but then when you get on the buzzer and you're trying to think of everything, inevitably you forget about 180 or, they forget to move their finger. So I kind of wish we could coach people more that are really just truly starting.
Yeah. I just, at a local 3-gun match, I had somebody, a new shooter. It was his first time. I don't even know if he brought enough mags or whatever. He only had 2 mags on his belt. The first one he inserted didn't seat, so it fell out, and he took his second mag, which was the last mag he had, and he ran dry like in the next position. And so he turned around completely with his gun. At least I could see it was on slide lock, so I knew it was empty, but it was pointed directly at me, and I screamed. And I dropped to my knees to take cover or whatever. But I feel like it should be mandatory coaching on your first match. I think it should be mandatory.
Like I said, the local match that I do, it's a small match, and we have a lot of new shooters. It's encouraged for new shooters. And when we have somebody brand new, we literally, like me or Jeremy, one of the ones of us that have done it for a while, will literally walk with the shooter and the RO and kind of talk to them while they're doing it. And everybody's okay with it where we are. But I think that's more beneficial than you can teach them a class, which we do a beginner's class, but
when that buzzer goes off, it's completely different than any class.
Yeah, I see that a lot in club matches, and I think, we know how valuable these new shooters are because the industry's so small. And when you see these new guys, taking the risk and probably being really nervous, everybody's nervous in their first match like I was. I didn't know crap. And, I had these guys to walk me through the, and I watched these guys, and they weren't the world's best shooters. They were just taking care of me and making sure I come back to the next match. So I always see that no matter what game it is. Everybody's always treating these guys. You want some water? Here's my vest. Here's some ammo. throwing everything at them, to make them comfortable and come back.
And that's what a lot of the ladies match was like. It was, here, try this, or here, try my, chest rig. Since, some people are worried they wouldn't have enough shotgun shell holders for the all shotgun stage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, here, try my carbon arms thing. See if you like this, all the not pro shooters, but, sponsored shooters, like, here, try my gear. This is by Carbon Arms, or this is, so you're still trying to get the name out there. But I mean, it's same thing with new shooters going to a monthly match, just people were timing out, but just being excited that they finished, They didn't DQ. Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. I got a pile up of questions going on in the YouTube feed here.
Okay.
Eddie Diaz.
We need to let Jessica. Yeah, we need to let Jessica talk more. Sorry, that's my fault.
Eddie Diaz is. I don't know why he threw this in there, but he's like, Publix has Italian whole subs for sale at $4.99. Thank you.
Publix does.
Yeah. Thanks for
making me hungry at 9:50 at night. Appreciate it.
$4.99 for an Italian whole sub at Publix. We're not sponsored by Publix, but check it out anyway, right?
Is that 12-inch, you think?
Yeah. Not bad for $5 actually. But that's not. We're supposed to fly through these. Lee Cable says bourbon or whiskey. Man, that's very tough for me. I'm a big fan of Macallan, but in my liquor cabinet, it's pretty much stacked.
Anthony, I think he was asking Jessica.
Yeah. I'd rather have wine.
You can't mention stuff like that to me, man.
So you get on bourbon or whiskey, and Anthony's like, ooh, I know this answer.
Yeah, I know this answer, right? So Jessica, bourbon or whiskey, how dare me?
Yeah, I'd rather have wine, but the only other thing in our cabinet is whiskey.
Yeah. A little Southern Comfort or something would work.
Yeah.
Let's see. What do we have? Can we put people's links to their YouTube so I can sub them? So DSW Outdoors. I don't know, man. To get those links right now and kind of stay track with the thing is going to be tough for me. But I tell you what, if you want us to subscribe to Jessica Hook's channel, just type in Jessica Hook in the search, and boom, her channel's going to pop up right away.
Yeah. YouTube.com/Jessica Hook. I'll take you to my page.
Nikki, your channel, if you plug in Team Clevenger, your stuff's going to pop up on YouTube's?
Sure. Yeah.
There you go.
It's either youtube.com/Team Clevenger Shooting or Team Clevenger or Clevenger Shooting. I don't know. So one of them was, I think it's Clevenger Shooting. Something was taken. There's like a Team Clevenger race car group out of California or something. So.
Right. Okay. And the same thing. Jen, what's your YouTube channel?
Are y'all ready for this? My YouTube channel is Glitter Britches 3-Gun.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Because when I very first started, one of the guys, I was wearing some jeans that were like glittery to go shoot one night. We were like on date night. We went to the shooting range. And they like started laughing about my pants and called me Glitter Britches. And it stuck. So then they called me Glitter Britches for like a year. And so I was like, I'll name my YouTube channel that. I don't care. I'll laugh at myself. Yeah. So.
Until you started reading them. And then the nickname has kind of ceased.
Yeah.
I don't post on YouTube nearly as much though.
But then before I was on this show, I watched this show a lot to get information and to learn stuff. And I would ask a question and Anthony would never say, for the longest time, he thought my name was Glitter Bitches and he wouldn't say it. So he'd go Glitter 3-Gun. It was so funny to watch him squirm, like he couldn't say it whenever he was going to ask the question. And I was like, it's britches. Have you not ever heard of britches?
It's a Southern thing, not a Florida thing, I guess.
Yeah. Havoc Legion Shooting Team says, checking in a little late, tuning in, getting ready for the air show Homestead all day. Oh, you're doing a Homestead thing. I was thinking about going out there to see the air show. There's a Homestead Training Center. There's a range down here in South Florida and obviously in Homestead. But they're right next to an Air Force base. So when you're shooting a match, you usually have all these crazy airplanes and aircraft flying overhead. So it's very cool. And they're doing an air show out there. So he's attending that. Great talking points on from Chris. Great talking points on working with new shooters. What do we have here? There's a good one here. Hey, I'm really from Keanu. I don't know where he's going with this one, but we're going to throw it out there. Anyway, hey, I'm really bad with women. What should I do? So I'm assuming I'm just going to take it as
Jessica, that's you. Asking you.
As far as training women. But you guys talked about a lot of the women training, right?
Oh, I thought he meant he was just bad with women, like getting a date.
I did too. I was like,
I'm thinking that's what I initially thought, but I'm like, maybe he's being serious about this, and maybe he's really bad with training women. I don't know.
Women are so easy to teach than dudes because they don't have like the pride to put away.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a guy doesn't want to be taught by another dude because they're supposed to be macho, and a guy doesn't want to be taught by a female because they want to be macho. And women are so much easier because they're just like, okay.
Yeah, This is from another one from Havoc Shooting Team. He says, my son gets to if you're finished unload and show clear when we were on that topic, he goes into full freak out mode looking at all the targets. We all do. I do it, but at that point, I think it's usually already too late unless the last couple targets you miss something. But at that point, if you're unload and show clear.
The time it took for you to look for it, it's almost worth them.
Yeah, by the time you look, go back here, bum, 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 and then it's like, yeah, the time's pretty much gone.
I did it at the Georgia State Championship, and it's actually the first time I've ever done it. And Bree was my RO, and Bree goes, "If you are," and I went, "Oh man, it's all right. I'll just take the penalty."
Yeah,
it was a real complicated shotgun stage, and we had been and I had run it dry. I thought I had been perfect and run it dry.
And at that point, you're already empty. Like if I'm unloading my pistol, if I'm done and I think I'm done, my pistol's already unloaded and I'm about to rack to slide by the time I realize that they said if. Yeah. So to reload and
Yeah, it's over.
Well, the shotgun was dry. Yeah.
So a couple follow-ups on some of these. The Publix $4.99 was for the discount section. Obviously, I got to these late. What do we have here? Keanu says a follow-up on his. What he really meant was, I mean, I can't get a date. So since we have, I guess, a show full of women here.
Here's my advice to you: get a puppy.
Great advice.
Pro tip.
That's great advice.
Either that or a baby.
Jessica, how's your puppy? Where's your puppy?
Oh, Huckleberry. It's right here. Huckleberry. Over here. The Nerf herder. His real name is Huckleberry.
Nerf herder. I didn't know it was Huckleberry. I was just like, where's the Nerf herder? Heath took mine because they usually make way too much noise when I'm on the show, but luckily Heath is home to distract them. Oh my gosh, he got so big.
Not too much of a puppy anymore.
Oh goodness, he's huge.
Yeah. I think there's some perspective going on there too.
Yeah, probably, but
look at the way he's like, he doesn't even want to look at the camera.
He's like, no.
Who are these people?
It's like my dog. My dog thinks the camera steals your soul. That's why he tends to see on things and be a jerk, try to fall off tables when you're trying to film him.
Your dog is possessed.
He's a jerk. He's an a-hole. That's what he is.
Yeah.
He's an a-hole. And then my princess, I brought her to her first 3-gun match this past weekend. She did fantastic.
Yeah, I always see all the dog videos on those bulldogs, the English bulldogs. Surfboarding. I mean, not surfboarding. Well, there is some of them surfboarding,
some
but the
surf, some
skateboard. Yeah, I'm like, you gotta get the dogs to do that, or rolling down a hill. There's that one too. There it is on appreciate all the live questions. I have a cat. Shake my head. So there's a lot of conversation going on. Lightning round. Cubs or Indians? Don't care, but I'm gonna go Indians here, man. Just
Pirates.
Like the movie. Gonna go with the Indians, just like Major Leagues. On that one. All right. Where's my notes at? Kind of get off the topic with the notes. But I know, Nikki, you had actually a really good question that we should probably ask a little bit more often regarding sponsorship. Yeah.
Oh, that is my question. Does sponsorship put pressure on you to perform better? Everyone knows or has heard of TTI. Do you feel people watch you more because you're one of Taran's girls?
To be honest,
blue jersey.
I don't know. I feel like the only people that Taran sponsors a lot more people than you even know about, and it's the people who kind of self-promote that you hear. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that people watch me more per se. I just think I just do my own thing. I don't really pay attention to what other people think, and I just do my best. I mean, I think, if a sponsor approaches me, they've already seen what I've been doing, like what I do with YouTube, what I do with Facebook, and, my sense of humor, my, the way that I approach shooting. I'm not like super uber serious. Like if you even spend like a day with me, 5 minutes with me, you're going to get a feel for my personality, and you're going to like what I offer or not.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, since we're on the topic of Taran, though, I know we all see these videos that he does at his private range, with the celebrities and all the girls that work there. But is there, when you first started to get to know Taran, he was kind of teaching you, showing you the ropes. Is there any? He seems really laid back. I mean, I don't know, but did he share a key tip with you? Did he share some master knowledge there that you remember? I mean, what are these private range sessions about? They just look like it's just no. It looks like so much fun that it's just like, all right, put 2 as fast as you can on everything here, and that's it.
Yeah, no. His primary advice to me was aim harder and move faster. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he's that type of laid back. Even though he's, won so many things in national match style matches, been doing this forever. It just doesn't seem like there's much there. It just seems more of like a party than any
I didn't even know
session.
He was shooting. I didn't even know he was shooting PPC, and then he shows up 3 Gun Nation Nationals and just like, oh, when's the 3 Gun Nation National Champion PPC, Taran Butler. I was like, where the heck has he been?
Yeah, he just kind of comes
showed
out
up to Nationals like, I messed around and won this.
At his range.
Yeah, I mean, that's all he doesn't go to matches. He just practices at his house or at his private range and then shows up to Nationals and just wins it.
And just shreds it, yeah. I think the concept. I think he was coming out with those base pads for them MPXs, those 9mm guns, and then I think that kind of drived. He kind of was digging that gun, and that's where that all went. And then he just showed up one day and just.
Yeah, that thing is just so fun to shoot. I shot it. It's just incredible. I'm like, you can just go so fast. Faster than you can even keep track of.
I had that MPX thing, and I don't know. I guess I'm, every gun you get that picky one from time to time, but it only liked it like factory ammo. Like if I was to it wouldn't shoot my reloads, so I would have to almost reload for that. I would have to change everything, and I was just like, it was such an, it's not a cheap gun.
What? You actually have to buy ammo?
I was like, yeah, but I don't know, man. I just like, it was one of those things. I just wanted to take my ammo, shoot it, and never worried about 2 different ammo. But there it is. They are really nice shooting guns when you can get them to run, and apparently Taran can get those to run very nicely. What do we have here? We got a question. Okay, so we talked about the art stuff earlier. I had that, listed down on this question number 7. But
let's talk about 5.
Yeah, what's that?
Let's talk about number 5.
That one came in from. I don't know if he wanted to say, but this one came in from Rondre. He texted me this question, and he wants to go ahead, Nikki, if you wanted to.
Because it's good. Because I brought up that Jessica dressed up as Batwoman and actually shot a match as Batwoman, cape, headdress, wig, everything. Y'all go to her Facebook page and see this video. The question is, Jessica, you're known for dressing up in cosplay, I guess is what they call it. My sister does that weird stuff where she goes to conventions and dresses up. I wouldn't go as far as to call that what you do. But what's your favorite character to dress up as at a match? Like, what was one of your most fun things to do?
The Batgirl one was the favorite one to make. I made that like helmet, and it was kind of silly. But I got my cape caught on a nail, which totally like cost me however many seconds or whatever. So it was like not practical at all. But like I said, that skeleton leotard, like that was the easiest, most it's like, I mean, I can't imagine a more comfortable suit to shoot a match in. And
that
then
was like the first thing that, like, before the yoga pants came out and I saw you wear that, I was like, oh my gosh, if I could run a match in my, like,
it's like pajamas,
not yoga pants, but like in my running pants that I wear and stuff like that. I mean, I was like, man, because I've spent years playing volleyball. If I could shoot a match in spandex, oh, that would be awesome. And then I saw you do it in a skeleton suit. I said, that's the same thing as spandex. Yeah. I don't understand why I can't shoot a match in spandex. Yeah. And then 511 came out with yoga pants, and I was like, well.
Well, there it is. Yeah. Well, I'm sure the men aren't going to mind at all. But if 511 or one of these companies are watching here, full bodysuit here, ideas being thrown around, royalties on the Shooter's Mindset show. Right?
What else have you done, Jessica? Because I know I saw the skeleton, I saw Batgirl.
I did the Tomb Raider at the Zombie 3-gun match, and Jill Valentine from Resident Evil at the Zombie 3-gun match, which both of those I had worn a drop leg holster, which I'm not used to, and that is a little bit like I don't know, it's like a parachute pulling me backwards.
Okay, that's ballsy. That's ballsy.
Yeah, but you had to do it to fit the costume, so.
Yeah, I had to do it. It's like I sacrificed so much for
But it was so appropriate for like a zombie match to. Oh my gosh, I remember the Tomb Raider one. Yeah, I remember those now. That's funny. I was like, drop like holster. Gosh, that's commitment. That is 100% commitment to the outfit.
That drop like holster is like a grappling hook that hides the barriers and like ruins your match. So just be wary. Pro tip.
Don't trust. If you're gonna do the part, you sacrifice the 100% commitment and lose the drop like holster.
Yeah. If I'm gonna do a 3-gun match next year, I definitely want it to be that zombie match. Where is that? Is it in New Hampshire?
That is in Nebraska, and that is one of probably the most fun match of all year. That's the one to go to if you want to have fun.
Yeah, I definitely like that match. Gonna go to. I don't know sure if I'm gonna dress up in any costumes, but I'll go out there and
shoot zombies.
Some fun. Shoot some zombies. Yeah, I like the target arrays, the green, and the way they have it all set up. Definitely looks like a hell of a fun match.
That's the first time I've seen like steel targets with clays in them. And I have not shot the match, so I was like, what? You got to, like, aim? What?
Yeah, so it's all headshots. In case anybody didn't know that match, it's all clay pigeons in the head of, like, zombie targets. So it's
the only way to kill a zombie.
Flow. Yeah.
In case you didn't know that, y'all, the only way to kill a zombie is by shooting it in the head, so it makes sense of the zombie.
Yeah, but zombie heads are bigger than steel target heads.
These ones you, like, have to aim.
Yeah, you have to aim in 3-gun for once, it seems.
I imagine that.
You had to aim at the ladies' match. This was a weird outlaw scoring match for the ladies' match, where you did, if you hit a C, you went down, half a second.
Half a second to your time.
They did that at War Sport.
They had Alphas, Charlies, and Deltas, and they're sitting out calling Charlie, 2 Charlies. I'm like, what does that mean?
I thought it was in a 3-gun match.
There's 2 anywhere. It's right there. You see those 2 right there and there? What do you mean, Charlie? And who the heck is Delta? Anyway, I'm not in a sorority. Gosh, I don't know this Delta nonsense.
All right, question for the viewers here, and let's keep it clean on this one, but what costume would you like to see Jessica dress up in for future matches? So plug them in and
let's hear some suggestions.
I prefer on the Facebook because they'll stay there on the Shooter's Mindset Facebook on a
so you can look them up post. Later.
You can hook them up later. And the YouTube stuff, it kind of disappears when the broadcast gets terminated. So go to the Shooter's Mindset Facebook page and post on the post is pinned to the top, most recent post. Just plug it in the comment section there and see what you guys got.
I would like you to dress up as Flo from that insurance commercial and actually try to keep clean. Like, because she wears white. She wears like that white
apron
and stuff. Now keep that clean throughout the 3-gun match too. Good luck.
Yeah. All right, that's a good one. What's coming up with Jessica? What's new? Any matches? Any goals? Any projects you have coming up?
So as it's turning winter, my local matches have called it quits for the year. So I don't have any local matches around here for the rest of this year. But the matches that I definitely want to shoot for 2017 are the Zombie 3-gun in Nebraska, the next A Girl and a Gun Ladies Multi-Gun Fall Fest. What else? I wrote it down. Oh, the USPSA Nationals in Las Vegas for 3-gun. What else? Those are the ones that I really, really have to get to.
As far as pistol majors, are you almost done, or you squeeze those in here and there, or
I haven't got them on the calendar. Doesn't mean I won't, but yeah.
You were really good at the Pro-Am stuff. I know that Pro-Am stuff.
Oh, that was my favorite. But see, that's the thing. I would still go to that and do that if it was being run by Phil Strader in Florida, but another company purchased like the rights to that match, and they've changed the format and things are different. And so I hadn't gone to the last one. I heard it's not quite the same anymore. But the Savigny's put on a Pro-Am match normally. I think they didn't do it this year because of, they had a baby, but when they get back to it, if they get back to it in 2017, I'll definitely go to that Pro-Am match. For anyone who doesn't know, it's like it's pistol, all falling steel.
I was like, babies get in the way of matches? What?
Yeah.
I have a question that I just thought about, and this is Inside Scoop. I know this show is about Jessica Hook, but I have to ask. So, gosh, now I can't think. Max Michelle rumored might be getting into 3-gun.
I saw some video out there.
Bob
No,
I was
getting
thinking
the
about this
3-gun?
all the time.
Maybe a little Bob and 3-gun, maybe? Max
don't
Michelle
know.
needs some competition.
I think if we can get Bob on MKA 1919, is that what it's called? That magazine-fed shotgun to run. I think you might give it a try. But we'll see.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
There it is. Hey, if anybody's shotgun people are watching. Sorry, I dropped my paper clips.
Dissident Arms does that Vepr open gun shotgun stuff. And that's what Max is shooting too. So we know some folks.
They can either be teammates or they can be competitors.
Yeah, knowing them dudes, they're going to be competitors, man.
So everybody who shoots open, it's like, dang it, why are all these open pistol shooters getting in the 3-gun all of a sudden?
Yeah, Eric Reifels has really been hitting the 3-gun scene over in Arizona area pretty hard. We just saw video surface of Max Michelle shooting an open shotgun. We're like, uh-oh, you know. And but we have seen Bob do some 2-gun stuff, and I think when he has done it, he's won it.
Yeah, so he's been shooting rifle and shotgun, AR-15 and everything like since he was a kid. It's just for him, it's just a singular focus on pistol. Like that's like where he's on top right now, and it's just like don't break what's not broke. You know what I mean? If it's not broke, don't fix it. So
when we asked Max that, he said the exact same thing. He's like, you know what? You take your focus off of this, and you know I still want to do this. I still want to be dominant here. And all of a sudden, he lied to us. Now he's shooting some 3-gun.
So saying that. Shooting 3-guns addicting. You just do one match, the next thing you know.
I'm sure we can get him a shotgun though.
What's better than 1 gun? 3 guns.
3 guns. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Then Jessica, you'll have to be doing all the stuff you did with your future mother-in-law to showing her the stages and stuff you're gonna have to do for him.
Oh no,
he needs to reload and stuff. Yeah. Well, you got to reload between this part and this part.
Oh, he definitely handle his own.
You're really going to have to hold his hand for those 3-gun stages. Yes.
I'll never forget at the very first Lady 3-gun back in 2014. Like I had shot like 2 3-gun matches. Had literally only held a shotgun like 3 months before it for the first time. And we're out there walking stages the day before, and here come Jessica and Bob. And Bob's like, blah 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 blah. Well, if it was me, I would do it this way. And I was like, yeah, but we're not you. But of course you would do it that way, and you would smoke it.
Here's the sad thing. And I would vomit. At that time, had he been on my stage and said that, I'd have looked over at Heath and been like, who the heck is that? And he'd have been like, are you kidding me? I was like, Anthony, you asked me if I knew somebody that was going to be on the show that was a pistol shooter. And because I didn't start in pistol, I don't.
Yeah, I said it was Travis Tomasi. I said,
she didn't know who he was. We were like,
I don't know who that is.
Dude, the dude's like a legend. And it's like, you don't know
who that is. And now I run into Jessica and I'm at like SHOT Show and stuff. I'm like, oh, Bob Vogel. Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, Heath
is always like tapping me on the shoulder like, who, you see that? You know who that is?
I think I even said to him, yeah, but you're Bob Vogel, and we're not. It was just so funny. I can't remember, but it was like some complicated thing that he was going to do, and I was like, yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, the guy, he's fantastic to watch. I've seen him shoot a lot.
He's a genius.
And
I also had to figure out who Rob Latham was. I didn't know that one.
Oh, come on now. That's like almost saying you don't know who Jerry was at a certain point. If Jerry never picked up 3-gun, would you not have known who Jerry was?
No, I knew who Jerry was. He's the old guy that shoots the revolver upside down.
There you go. Yeah. Duh. Right. Jeez, the old guy.
Now I'm talking about this is like years ago. Now I'm like, I still don't know who that one guy is that y'all just said. I still don't even remember his name. But if you have easy names like Bob Vogel and Jerry, like I can remember that.
Travis Tomasi. He's with Ramsey. We'll get you. We'll get you. Learned up here. All right, but I've been asking this question recently here, and we've been getting a lot of really great answers, so I figured I'd transfer it over to this show. What's the best piece of advice you've ever gotten? This could be
Hold on, let me get a pen. I want to write this down.
Best piece of
advice.
It's
recorded on YouTube, and you can watch it later, right?
Who has time for that? I'm finally. Oh, I got a highlighter. Okay, go.
I don't know if I specifically have a best piece of advice, but one piece that's been on my mind for the last several weeks was that if you can't do it correctly slow, you can't do it fast. And so, you know what I mean? So I feel like, I don't know, I try to go faster and I sacrifice accuracy and form to sort of make up in seconds, and I don't know that that's the best way to do it. Just that, I don't know, fast is smooth and smooth is fast.
Is that the way it's said? I don't know. I always get that confused with the sayings. I can never remember it legit.
It's smooth as fast.
I think, like, I'm not by any chance the fastest person out there, not by a long shot, and never will be, and that's fine. I'm okay with where I'm at. But it's so funny, the stages that I'm like, man, I just went so slow. Like one of the stages that I just posted in the RO, who's Jeremy, who's a really fast shooter. As soon as I finish and I'm unloading and show clear, and I was like getting my stuff, and he's like, Jen, you beat me. I was like, are you kidding? Because I felt so slow. But it's because I just took the time and got my sights every time, and I didn't feel rushed. And I
feel that way too. Like I'll shoot a stage and I'll find like this. I had like 2 top 10 stage finishes. Like one of them I came in like 7th. And I'm watching the video, and all I can see is where I could have picked up more time. And then I'll get done with the stage that I thought, yes, I nailed it. And I'll look, and it's like, oh, you finished like 25th on that stage. What? It felt so good when I got done. And then I watch the fast stages, or fast for me, and I'm like, oh, well, I could have done that there, could have done that there. And it's like,
I just think there's something to, like the old saying, you can't miss fast enough. You know, if you're taking your time and like getting your sights, I think it's much smoother than trying to go faster than what you can do.
Yeah, we got some clarification on this from Leonard. He says, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. That's what it is.
Whatever.
Slow is slow.
I like Jessica's version.
That's like slow is slow. That's where I'm at with that.
I like Jessica's version better. I got time for the word slow.
Yeah, Larry Cable says Wonder Woman. Some of the I don't know. Some of these
again with the cape though, Jessica, be careful.
Yeah, so I guess he's staying off the flow. Recommendation for a costume. And Vogel as Jake from State Farm. So flow, Jake.
That would be good. That's easy though. All I would do is wear khaki pants and a red shirt.
Pretty
what
much.
Are you wearing?
Sounds like an easy day for me.
I went to a Halloween party, and the best costume there, somebody dressed up as the Statue of David, and he had on these boxer shorts that he bought at the Statue of David. They're not boxer shorts. They're like biker shorts. The tight, and it, you know what the Statue of David is? He's naked.
That's why I'm sitting here kind of like
drawings.
So like there was a hole where his nuts hung out? I don't understand.
No, there wasn't a hole. There was a picture of what looks like the Statue of David's genitals on.
Oh, jeez. And that was the winning costume at your party?
I was just like, no, why actually, want shorts that look like that? That's so little.
Actually, the winning costume was one of our doctors is on the cover of Men's Health right now. He won the Ultimate Guy Challenge. And we call him Dr. Abs. Anyway, it's really funny. If you go to the November issue, that I work
I'm sure he's walking around the ER boasting about that. I know.
He's like, I'll be out front of the Commons if anybody wants their magazine signed. Anyway, it's funny. And we're all just rolling our eyes like, yeah, whatever. We work with you. But for other people, he was letting people get signed. But so one of the other nurses dressed up, bought like the fake abs thing. Put the little fake abs on and a flannel shirt that he left like unbuttoned so the abs were showing. And he put his stethoscope on and he walked around with the Men's Health magazine all night. And so he won it was hilarious because Jed showed up at the party and here he was dressed up like him. It was so funny.
Okay, so some more clarification. Eddie Diaz, the Pro-Am at Frostproof was an embarrassment. Ouch.
You mean from the new owners?
Yeah, I think the new Pro-Am style was, so trickling down some. Yeah.
Didn't work, huh?
There was
someone else did.
Some costume matches, Monster Match, that was at Universal Shooting Academy. This past weekend had everybody pretty much dressed up for that.
Yeah, I wanted to do that, but it was unfortunately the same weekend as the ladies multi-gun. So next year, I can definitely do the Monster Match in Florida.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, because the ladies' match isn't going to be over Halloween weekend.
Yeah, I think it's like the first week of October or something, yeah?
Yeah, just like when 3 on Nation Nationals was and there was a hurricane.
Yeah.
I'm throwing that out there. Hurricane season. It's cool. No big deal.
We got Diana Huffsteller's in here saying, my girl, commenting in there, and Jessica Hook. Diana Huffsteller. She's a great person. Awesome personality she has, man.
She's been on the show a couple times.
Yeah, she has. Let's see, what do we have? And some comments here. I'm just picking up on my phone. But for the most of them, we got it. We don't have anything live. Any costume suggestions?
No costume suggestions.
Seems like everybody's watching on the YouTube feeds.
Yeah, JB Creech did want to know if anyone is shooting USPSA Area 6 multi-gun.
I gotta get into that USPSA stuff. I don't know enough.
Well, that's a 3-gun match, isn't it? It's just on the USPSA rules.
Yeah, it's a 3-gun match.
Yeah, I don't know where Area 6 is. I don't.
Is that Florida?
You're
down here.
You're in Area 6. We are Area 6. Yes.
I guess I gotta go to Florida then.
Jeez, it's your own area.
I know it. I think I'm in the Facebook group too, and I didn't even. I figured it was close.
I mean, a lot of the Area 6 stuff is in Georgia. We are Area 6, so.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I can make it to Georgia. Florida's a bit far unless I'm going to Disney World, and then.
Yeah, speaking of Pro-Am style matches, Making Masterclass, the original co-host of the show, who did co-host the show with Jessica in episode 8. There's a new shooting. We talked a lot about this last week, but it's called The Mass. So Manny Bragg has pretty much put on his own deal with an all steel match, but it's not falling steel. So there's no resetting and crazy stuff like that. So it's an all steel match. He did an interview with Manny Bragg and on that game. And it's on his YouTube channel right now. So go to Making Masterclass on YouTube, give him a subscribe, and check out that video on what is it? I forgot what it's Manny Bragg Action Shooting Steel. That's what it's about. It's like a lot of fun, a lot of fun. But the only thing, it's only in Volusia County Gun and Hunt Club right now where you can actually shoot it, to my knowledge. So a little bit, about 4 hours drive for me.
Say no resetting. Winning.
No resetting, winning, right? Yeah, that's it. And I think he shot 6 stages. He said 6 stages in like an hour and a half. He was done. Boom, out of there. Go home. It's like
nice.
Yeah.
That'd be like assembly line of shooters. Like, have the next one ready. I mean, you literally could probably do 15 shooters in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean.
Did he freeze?
Froze.
Yeah, he freeze. I was like, I'm just waiting. Everybody's waiting. It's like, what is he gonna say?
Anyway. He sounds like a robot now. That's hilarious. We can take over the show.
I was like, we're doing enough of the talking anyway.
The rates are 200. Oh,
he's still
lagged out. Did I lag out?
He has no idea.
Okay, you lagged out for a good solid minute right then, and we just.
All right, I'm not going to repeat myself. Go check out the video that Steve put up on it. So
we just talked mad crap about you, and you.
I was like still going on, and then I saw I froze like right here, and then I'm like, oh crap! Hopefully the broadcast doesn't terminate, right? So whatever. All right, well, we're pretty much down to the end of the show. Appreciate all the live questions. This show for Jessica was really helped the show move along here. If we don't have any more live, I think we can run this down to shout outs now at this point. Mm-hmm. Good on live on my end. Shout out to start off with Nikki. What's going on there?
Oh man, I have an awful week. I can't remember the stuff. No, I'm just kidding. I want to shout out a Girl and a Gun for an awesome match this past weekend. I had fun. I had a difficult stage, but it was still fun.
I didn't get the story on that. I never got the story on that. I didn't want to ask you at that time now because you said you were like bummed about it.
I thought it cost me my match. It cost me a top 10 finish, but it didn't cost me my match. Still finished top 20. But either way, shout out, focus. I'm over it. On to the next. It happens. Okay. Shout out to Girl and a Gun for a great match. Ladies, if you want to get into shooting and you're nervous and you're scared, look for a local club
chapter
in your chapter in your area. I am a member of a Girl and a Gun. I am a member of the Jacksonville, North Carolina Girl and a Gun Club, even though it's 5 hours from my house. And I don't attend anything. But my best friend is the facilitator there, Tina Martin-Nims. So if you're in the Jacksonville, North Carolina area, check out her chapter. You can be a member with me and Tina, who's awesome. I also want to shout out all my sponsors who made the 2016 year possible, since I'm only shooting one more match this year. That would be Criterion Barrels, American Defense Manufacturing, Eagle Imports, Stage Zero Shooting Supply, Pure Gold Shotgun Chokes, the official shotgun choke of 3 Gun Nation, True Spec, in case you want your man's tush to look real nice out on the range, check out some True Spec pants. I got just the right stretch and just the right spots. Outdoor
What a
shop
plug.
local. I got to. And because I know he's probably watching in the other room, so I'm going to go give him hell about it later. But also shop local. My local local gun shop is the Outdoor Shop in York, South Carolina. Little York, South Carolina. If you don't have a local gun shop, you can check mine out at theoutdoorshop.rocks. And I'm going to shout out Safariland, Techwear, Red Hill Tactical for my sweet retention holster so my gun doesn't fall out while I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off at matches. And Zero Tolerance Knives. And my local match is Upstate 3-Gun at the Clinton House in Clinton, South Carolina. So that's me.
I got one of them Zero Tolerance knives. I had to get one.
Did you? Which one did you get?
I think I got the one. I might have got the same one Jen got.
I almost used mine. Okay. So my stage that I did pretty bad on, I got a double feed in my rifle. And I seriously considered getting my Zero Tolerance knife out of my pocket to help.
I've seen people do that.
I did that with shotgun.
Yeah, but then I was able to get it myself. But in my mind, I was like, oh, thank God I got my Zero Tolerance knife in my pocket. Because most people are like, why you got a knife in your pocket to shoot 3-gun? Did you ever have a jam? Yeah. But I thought about it. I was like, oh, my Zero Tolerance knife is in my pocket. Yes. But I ended up not needing it.
For shotgun, if you double feed, you can put it in, and that's the best way to get that out. I think Jesse Tischhauser had a stage where he got a double feed on his shotgun, and he got it out, and then he like takes the knife and funk, like chunks it on the ground.
You would think that would kind of be like a DQ, like dropping your knife or your gun. Is it unsafe if you chunk it on the ground open? Could you have gotten an RO foot when you threw it?
Don't give any more ideas on DQ stuff now.
Yeah, really.
I would say that should be there was a match, wasn't there? Somebody posted a video where you had to like stab something or throw a knife before you picked up your gun and shot.
I've seen a few. Yeah, I've seen a few stages that. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was a real knife, though, was it?
I don't
think so. Usually a prop knife. They're usually like a prop thing.
I think you should have to throw a knife and get started shooting down the range. But yeah, sorry, my shout outs are done. Sorry.
Yeah, shout outs on Jensen. What do you got? Shout outs.
Lansing Tactical. See my banner has the gorgeous picture of them. They make beautiful rifles, very accurate. Check them out. Load Up Ammunition for ammunition needs. Sharpshooters of Augusta and Shooters of Augusta. TTI. Of course, we all love Taran and all of his work on his beautiful Combat Master pistols and.
Hashtag only TTI not member or non-member here.
Only girl that's not sponsored by TTI.
Hashtag only non-TTI girl here.
Nikki Clevenger. Congratulations.
Zero tolerance.
I'm totally jealous of your pistol though, Jen.
Well, you have one coming in the mail.
I have one coming. The John Wick Special is what I'm calling it. So it's going to look kind of just like that, just shorter barrel.
That's right.
Your Zero Tolerance knives. I'm interrupting.
Zero Tolerance knives. Lucas Oil for all your cleaning and lubing and all that good stuff. Carbon Arms. Awesome shotgun caddies. Night Force Optics. Got to get that remounted on my rifle now that my 3-gun is over that I had last week and get back out to some distance shooting. Grizzly Targets, Blade Tech, and Sampson Manufacturing.
There you go. Jessica, you got any shout outs in your end?
Yeah, just to my primary sponsor, Taran Tactical, for making all my gear that runs. It's been running for years and I love it. Blade Tech holsters, who have always supplied me with a fresh set of gear every time I need one. Now that I've spray painted all my Blade Tech mag pouches yellow, I'm hoping they'll refresh my set one more time. And then 511 Tactical for hooking me up with the best clothes that really take a beating and keep on kicking. And I just want to thank A Girl and a Gun for putting on this match, and Brownells for being the major match sponsor for this match and also all the previous Lady 3-Gun matches before this. They've been a huge supporter of the women in the industry and helping new shooters out. And then Red Stitch Targets, who provided all the steel at the match. That was just incredible amount of steel there. And that's about it.
There you go. Definitely check out, this TTI stuff. The Manelli M2, probably one of the most, probably the most, people win the most with that shotgun. The Benelli M2 is decked out by TTI. He really knows what he's doing with the rifles and the Benellis and the Glocks. If you want a high fly Glock, you get one like Jen has, and you're a rock star out there, and you automatically shred. No training required. Yep. Apparently, it does. Man, that
trust me, the guns shoot better than you do.
Yeah, I got a 34 version. No, a 35 version coming on that. Oh man, can't wait. All right, shout out to my end though. Definitely thank Jessica for coming on for a second time. Always awesome talking with you and having you on the show here. Appreciate you coming on here. Definitely a big subscribe to the channel. Right below the video, you're going to see the subscribe button. Every Wednesday at 9, we do a new episode of The Shooter's Mindset. Plus, I throw some gear reviews and some competition shooting videos on the channel. Big shout out to Tactical Shit for their support of The Shooter's Mindset show. So go check out shop.tacticalshit.com or tacticalshit.com for their blog website if you want to read up on the latest on that. If you want to email me, theshootersmindset@gmail.com is a good way to do that. What I have? I have Gear Nation USA, local apparel company, good friend of mine. Shooter's Mindset shop. Just go to the shop tab at the top, and we have some of his apparel available for purchase there. I know Jen has some. Of course, I have some. A lot of people had them. If you were hanging around with me at SHOT Show, there was a lot of them being handed out there. But top quality, his own design, great shirts, nothing cheap, good deal there. Rise Armament for your lightning fast triggers and AR parts and complete AR builds. They're getting into some 308 and some 300 blackout builds now for SHOT Show coming up. Dewey Rod's always being a big supporter of me throughout this year, for 2 years now, actually. Dewey Rod, big thank you to them. What do we got? Nate Square Tactical for your inside the waistband concealment holster needs, and Snag Mag. I'll cut it short on there. I have a long list, but let's throw one more in there. Since we always talk about lube wars and we're all sponsored by different lube companies, we're going to talk about Rand CLP. All right, Mindset 16. Saves you 15% off, randclp.com. Go check them out. All right, that'll do it for episode 158 of Shooter's Mindset. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight, and we're out of here.